физикой. Я хочу трахаться и хочу быть твоей. Пошел нахуй со своей молекулярной физикой. Я хочу трахаться и хочу быть твоей. Пошел нахуй со своей молекулярной физикой. Я хочу трахаться и хочу быть твоей, быть твоей. Книжки, лекции раскинешь, просидишь так до утра. Без внимания на кровати голая лежу одна. Ты мне сочинял поэмы, познакомил всю семью. И полгода затираешь романтичную хуйню. Мне намеки так далекие, я хотела быть твоей. Эти поцелуи в щеки не прельщают, хоть убей. Я же ты романтична квартира, свечи, розы, шоколад. Так еще хотела быть твоей. Эти поцелуи в щеки не прельщают, хоть убей. Пошел нахуй, я же романтична квартира, свечи, розы, шоколад. Я хочу трахаться, я хочу твоей. Эти поцелуи в щеки со своей щами. Пошел нахуй, я же романтична квартира, свечи, розы, шоколад. Я хочу трахаться, я хочу твоей. Эти поцелуи в щеки со своей щами. Пошел нахуй, я же романтична квартира, свечи, розы, шоколад. Я хочу трахаться, я хочу.
Hello. That's nice that you came early. It's actually pretty good.
Are you going to stream without a webcam today?
to webcam business, so webcam is a must-have.
You
I
have
was actually shuffling all like technical stuff, and I'm on like I'm feeling like I'm in the uh, center of cosmic launches. I have 3 screens active with all buttons and that stuff, checking countdown, everything.
well, that's quite an experience.
Yeah.
I see you taking a chance to develop your streaming skills. Maybe it will be handy sometime in the future. Also,
Recording in progress.
I see that you have Marcus from IKEA. You are sitting on
Yeah. That's
fabric
actually
version.
true. The fabric is from IKEA,
Mm,
and what else? Basically, everything is from IKEA except the table.
pity. It would be cool to have a table from IKEA. I have a table from IKEA, but not the one I'd like to have, because I'd like to have gaming table with regulating of height.
Yeah, it's actually working. Working like standing is a real good thing.
By the
It's
way,
amazing.
I consider starting with some small talk. Starting our podcast with small talk is a good idea, and some participants tend to speed up us a little bit and go right to the points and right to the topic. But I think a little warm up is not so bad.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. By the way, can you see me in the chat? Like, you should see one icon for Vastric products, and one icon is for Denis Zavialov, who is watching. Or is it
Do you
only
mean in Telegram?
in Telegram? I mean, yeah.
I don't participate in video chat, but I see that there is only one participant and streaming from another software means that there can only be watchers watching people, and you can't actually do anything like talk in that video chat, just streaming of the picture and sound. Hello, Marina.
Hi.
We talking about that a little small talk is very handy for the start of the podcast, and we shouldn't go straight to the main topic. Just to warm up.
Yeah, and I just today thought about how long should be a small talk. I tried to notice last times on different meetings, and I think it's about 10 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah, it should be some reasonable amount of time, because more you talk about not necessary but handy things to warm up, the less time you have to discuss the main topic. So I think 10 minutes is about the perfect timing for small talk, maybe 5 to 15 minutes. I'd say.
Depends of
How participants love each other.
and what depends in, do you think, if they love each other a lot, it's longer or it's shorter?
I think longer. Longer. More time you speak about some unnecessary things, the more love is around, like in the song.
Or maybe we laugh together, we don't need to break ice, so we can start from the main topic.
Yeah,
I'm
sounds
not sure.
reasonable too.
Sometimes when you're so excited of each other, you can actually have a very short small talk, if you know what I mean.
But you know, soulmates always have something to say to each other, and they are not, you know, limited to only one topic, and they have much in common. So it can always be like that, that your topic changes and you try to stay in the focus of work. For example, if you work with people who you consider your soulmates.
By the way, I totally agree. By the way, for me, at least, the main signal of the timing of the small talk is, you know, when the pause appears when nobody's talking. So it's a good time to switch to the main thing.
Like now.
No, no. Now we don't have any pauses.
How are you doing, Marina? How was your Friday?
Today is Saturday.
Yeah, and I'm asking you about your Friday.
My Friday.
It's only beginning of Saturday, if you know what I mean. For some people, for example, I had some drinks yesterday and sang in karaoke for the first time in my life. It was fun.
In
And
English or in Russian?
In English and in Russian, and there was an audience. They were okay with my singing, so I'm happy. And I consider 6 p.m. now as the beginning of Saturday.
I remember a story when I was first time in a karaoke with my colleagues from big international company, because before I thought that karaoke it's a thing about non-high culture. It's non-cultural thing. It's about singing something like Grigory Leps or Svetlana Loboda.
Wow.
And
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit shocked when a marketing director says, "Let's go to karaoke," and I think, "Oh my god, they are still singing laps." But that time they sung in English, very popular, like Imagine Dragons and Beatles. It was amazing. I never do that, but I really enjoy that time. And
Yeah.
I don't do something special at Fridays, especially now because I'm not working and every day for me is Friday. Yesterday, today, I am procrastinating on a presentation for a conference. People from not from the club, but it's connected to the club, invites me to Podlodka Soft Skills Week. Yeah, I, I had the same phrase. And after a long discussion with my, I don't remember, Alona said me that I should to learn this syndrome, but I forgot it.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I discussed with my imposter inside me and say yes, and I need to prepare slides. I know what I want to say, but I don't want to create a deck. So I tried to do it yesterday and today.
By the way, if you want to try it like on our audience, to make a repetition, you can call us.
In
At least
English?
me anytime. You can do it in Russian too. I don't mind.
Thank you. I thought about a pilot version, and organizers of this conference give me this option. But after that, I decided that I will record my speech and send to my friends and to organizers for feedback. It will be, I think, smarter in time reasons.
It depends, actually. I would argue that it's much harder, at least for me, to speak in the silence with nobody like in front, nobody listening. It's a total different experience, and because I've tried that too, and I was speaking and recording, and when I was on stage, I was like, shit, I forgot everything because I was so nervous, because I'm not used to the audience, I'm not used to the eyes looking straight at me with judgment because I have an imposter syndrome too, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm telling the stupid shit, but no.
I will think about it, but I had a quite experience in public speaking, so I think it will be okay. And one time I had experience of recording online course, MVP of online course about career without audience, just made with imagination of a big audience and a lot of haters.
By the way, Zoom should add the feature if you can turn on the audience and they will ooh and make some reactions to your speech to train. Will be a
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
feature
yeah,
for Zoom.
yeah. Random reactions.
Yeah, it will be fun.
Yeah.
So we are here only three today because the weather outside is not frightful actually, but very good and so delightful. And everybody, I think, is just chilling on the beach, on their balconies, on their dachas, and everything. How to say
On the
dacha in
countryside.
English? Yeah, countryside. Thank you.
Every person in Moscow must to have a dacha. I met my neighbor and she asked me, until you will still in a flat, it's summer. I will here all summer. I am not from Moscow as a road place, so I don't have a countryside.
But you can rent it actually. Never mind.
Don't want. I really like Moscow at summer. Nobody, there are nobody, and Moscow is only for me. I really love that.
I agree. I really love Moscow in summer too, because it's like the May is the best month, I think, and it's wonderful. It's actually underappreciated, or I don't know how to say it, because yeah, It's not hot, it's not cold, everything is green, and nobody in town. Like much less people wandering around, so you can relax and feel like in the calm, nice city,
Yeah.
So
Timing shows you love each other too much.
Oh no.
Tell,
Oh.
Tell us about your first 19 days. If you weren't fired before that, please tell us some stories.
First, I would to ask you about in what types of company have you worked, because you have a very good explanation about the topic in three ways: in startups, in a big corporation, and your own project. So I have experience only in corporations. What about you?
Are you
well,
asking the news?
I asking both of you.
Okay. I'll
You
let
might find
Denise.
who
I'll
will
let
be
Denise answer first.
okay, yeah. Because I write down the speech and I have experience in all three. So I started my own company. I worked in a small startup, like 10 people in the max, and at the start there was only 3 or 5. And I recently laid off from a big corporation, so I have 3 different stories to tell you. Each one will be very fun. I promise.
We're ready.
It will be the best episode of our podcast.
I hope so. Let's start from solo entrepreneurship, because it's less fun and it's more predictable. Because the first 90 days, you just like running around in flames, basically, because you don't know, you don't have a job. At least in my case, I didn't have a job. I was starting something. I had an only idea, so I tried to make this idea, to make a plan. I write down everything what I'm thinking about. Like, you can call it the roadmap, but for me it was an Excel sheet. I mean sheet, and there was like 300 tasks to do. So I was basically not doing the tasks, but uh, making that list grow and much bigger, because I was thinking in the process like what I need to do. I need to like hire someone. I need to find money. I need to at least uh, prove the idea that is working. I need to find clients. I need to do everything. So you're trying to gather everything you know in the like action list. That's the first, I think, 10 days passed, and my list was very big, and I was like looking at it, and oh my god, it's already 10 days, and I did do nothing. I actually did not progress in anything. So I tried to, yeah, of course, as a regular person who doesn't start business every day, I was like, I need to make a package first. I need to make a nice picture, nice website, nice logo, nice name for it. I need to everybody to see how nice and lovely my branding and design would be. And, and I was wandering around, uh, sketching. I even had a sketchbook when I sketch all my ideas, um, everything. I was, yeah, the design should attract people, and they will come to me and send me money. Of course, I was so wrong. You can tell I was so wrong. And after 20 days, I was like, okay, we're not getting anywhere. we need to do something. So I was trying to speak to people and offer them my startup product. The product itself is, you know, help people to buy a used car. And I was like some ideas how to make that good. And I was asking people around, my friends, colleagues, basically anybody who I can reach for. Do you need a car right now? I can help you buy it. We will succeed. You will buy a nice car for cheap. I will like find uh, anything bad in that car, and we will try to fix it. We will negotiate the price. We will like do everything. I will help you in the whole way. We will make registration, everything. So I was like doing that, asking everybody, and somehow find out that buying a car is not a very, repeating process. So you need to wait like 3 to 10 years to buy a new car, because like your current car, if you have one, it's okay. So I tried to find customers outside on the internet. I was at the forums. I tried to set up an ad, a lot of ads actually. I had a budget for that, and I was like, okay, now we'll try an ads. I had to made a nice landing page myself. Of course, I was only one, so I made a nice landing page. I was set up in ads and spent all the money at like 3 or 5 days, and there was a lot of money, and no no one ordered anything. So I totally failed, and I was like, okay, something is wrong. So I tried to tune my ad campaign, and ad campaign I was prepared. I'm not a novice. I was launching out ad campaigns before, so I made everything right. I made a nice creative pictures, made a nice slogans, actionable. Uh, how to it's an often used word in Russian, UTP. So I made a nice proposition value. I like brainstormed everything by myself, of course, because nobody wanted to help me. And the main thing, what I'm trying to tell you today, that during your like not only 90 days at startup, but pretty much a year or even more if you not succeed, everybody around will tell you that you are a stupid fool doing that, and you will fail, and they like nobody supported me at all.
I think it will be a whole life. Even you are not entrepreneur, even you life people.
No, I mean, if you're not starting your own business, you can just working at work, like doing stuff. It's okay, like everything will be like that. But if you're trying to do something and you somehow, your parents or your friends will know that you start in a company, and they ask you, and what will you do? What will your company do? You tell them, I will change the world, bring like transparency to the car market. I will fight down every bad guy at the selling cars. And they will, okay, so are you stupid or are you stupid or what? And basically they will continue that, and when you like do not progress, they will tell you again, so how's your progress? Oh, so you didn't make any money. I told you you were stupid. And that's repeating process. So you need to be strong, you need to prepare for that. First of all, you need like to fight that. You need to set your mind that you're like it's a challenge you need to pass, basically. And the same thing is actually around the world, pretty much everywhere. So you can't avoid that, and the only thing you can do is maybe join a community of entrepreneurs. And I've joined that community once, and they was like supporting each other no matter what. And sometimes it sounds very strange, because people telling that they failed it, and other people telling, "Oh, it's okay, you're a nice guy anyway. Continue, fail again, no problem." Anyway, so that's past like a month, two. I was like a mouse in the butter, uh, trying to do anything to gain money, and money was running down very quickly because ads are very not cheap. How to say it?
Expensive.
Expensive. Yeah, I forgot. Sometimes I forgot things. Very expensive, and okay, so I tried to look to another channels of to attract users, and somehow I found out that if you post on the marketplace of services like you do, like a Profi, so you can basically have some orders, actual orders and actual clients. So I was doing that by my hands, and finally I got a first client after like 2.5 months, I think. So I was as a product manager, I wanted to pass the whole way of client from start to like very end when you already have a car and the license plate and you visited the police station. So I was catching that my first client, and we made the whole process through. And I was terrified that the process is like not an easy thing at all, and there's a lot of problems to fix and a lot of problems to avoid. So I was starting to trying that, and like after 90 days, the whole my life was I'm just waking up, uh, doing that thing of attracting clients in the all available and all possible ways, and then going with clients to the cars, to seeing them, to check them. I was searching for tools that will help me, like computers, diagnostic computers. I was trying to buy them for cheap because they are very expensive, more expensive than ads. I was trying to figure out where I can hire a guy who will try to check the cars, and then I sleep for like 6 hours and repeat, and that's basically what happened during that time, the first 3 months, and it actually stayed for 2 years, basically. Yeah,
Wow.
2 years. The same process. I didn't have any work-life balance at all, only work, and yeah. So here I am, working for a big corporation because I was very tired. It was so burning out. You can't imagine, because you need to work every fucking minute, because in my head at least there was money ticking because I was spending much more than gaining, and it was my own money, real money, and so yeah, I was always thinking when I was drinking coffee, resting from the from the work. I was thinking about how I can improve, what can I do to like gain more, spend less. So basically, I was thinking all the time about that. That's the story, I think.
It's
Long story.
so amazing story because 2 years you earn not a lot of money, but enough for living, as I understand. It was really working products, your own products. You're a real entrepreneur. It's great.
Well, thank you, but I actually made a lot of loans, and I still owe money to like a friend. Uh, but he was understanding that I had problems, and basically I gained something, so I paid my own loans, but I did not very succeed in it, so I don't have a yacht or a big nice car or anything. So it was just for experience, I think, because actually my living quality didn't improve at all.
To be honest, most people who start their own business have the same situation. Without yachts, only with experience and minus on their banking account.
I believe so.
And
Yeah, but and I would like to add that the stories that you are hearing of the stories of success that you're hearing like on VC or in the news or somewhere, or it's basically only a minor percent of people who doing business, and yeah, most of the people I think fail in that. So me is not an exception.
maybe you may recommend something to people how to organize their first 90 days as entrepreneur. For example, how to plan their day, how to prioritize something, how to don't burn out. Maybe it's a list of tips and tricks.
It's a nice question. I think the only thing you should do is to find people who will work with you. That's the first thing you need to do, because it's very hard to do it in solo mode. And the second thing is you need to hold your breath. So you before you will start your business, uh, or you can actually start your business doing the main work, but beware that your business will not be very good, and you will need to work much more because you haven't used regular work, and starting business takes much more time and much more efforts and much more energy. But if you can do that, that's nice. But actually, it's not possible often. So you will need to prepare well. So gather some money so you can survive for 3 months, and or maybe more. And yeah, find a co-founder or a colleague, because he will support you in the hard times, and he will do the same. And yeah, deep dive into that all that shit. That's okay.
Interesting. Thank you.
Other tips will not work because this is so dependent of the person, of the psychology, of the situation. Some people are rich; they can hire. The first day, they can hire everybody and spend the money and do not be very careful about it. But if you're like me, like you have nothing, so you will have hard times, and it's okay if you're prepared, if you mentally want to do that. It's a nice experience to have because you will understand a lot of things that are not in the books, and yes, and you will like if you will after that you will go to the regular work. You will be much better than most of the people, and you need to know that because it will be scary, and sometimes you will think that your experience is much worse, because in the regular market, the name of the company you're working for is very much appreciated, and it's main reason for you to find a nice job. But in the real work process, if you compare that year of my entrepreneurship and the year in Yandex, I will probably be much more educated about the whole processes as a product manager. I mean, of course,
Mhm.
because you like plunge and dive into so much more than in any corporation, any open corporation, because you will not, as an entrepreneur, you will like learn everything. You will even learn how to program things and to fix bugs, and you will learn how it's important to have clients and paying them, and them paying you, process the payments, and yeah, you will like feel
How
it
to
on
be
your.
responsible for all.
Yeah, it's not only a responsibility, but you will feel it on the edge of your fingers, basically, because uh, it's very that thing that process, the business process will like hit you right in your pocket, not on the imaginable big company somehow balancing the losses and the profits. So yeah, we will still work, but in the your own startup, your own company, you will like you will quit that job, you will close that company, or you will work another month. So you basically have a very short uh, time of life, or I don't know how to perspective. You're looking for only a month or two. You can't plan for 3 months even, because you like don't have any money for that. So I recommend to all experience that thing.
I have a kind of experience to be an entrepreneur because I have my own small project about consulting, career consulting for IT people. But after trying to do it a part time during maybe 2 months, I totally understand. I don't want to be an entrepreneur because you may spend less time as a worker in a big company and earn much money, less responsibility, much resources, more ambitious goals. So when HRs or hiring managers ask me now on interviews, why do you don't want to continue your own business? I'm laughing because I don't know. Not most people want to continue that. Things like that. So I feel that I feel better as a worker at company. At the same time, and now I understand that an own business isn't a magic. Everybody can do it. It will not be a big results, huge money, but you need just to do things step by step, and you will be an entrepreneur with small salary.
Yeah, I actually want to ask you a question. Did that experience of your entrepreneurship make you feel much less worried in the regular work or not? Like you don't. For me, at least, the entrepreneurship, I've experienced like very hard times, and when I'm at big corporation, I was like, if this website is down, nothing will happen. Basically, nobody will die, and I will still receive my salary. Everything is okay. It's much for now. It is much less worrying at work, much less stress, because like it's not this. You can't feel that you like big corporation. Everything will be okay. Yeah, if even if the corporation will fail, they will fire you. Like it's nothing. At meantime, at the business, like it's much more stressful. And is it same for you or not?
No, for me, my own project is more boring than working a company because my resources provides me ability to do small things, and I feel it's like dentist cabinet. You open your door, a new client come in, you ask what happens. You have I don't know 5 or maybe 10 types of problems. You resolve this problem, open the door again, the next come in, and it's every day. It's a routine, and you understand. I understand that I will be do it every day. The same thing. I will do same thing every day. I can grow that like one of ideas of growing was create a platform like Skyeng, but with career consulting, but a lot of another companies starts the same platforms like Age, like Get Mentor, a lot of them. So it's boring. Why I don't want to open yet another platform. So on my typical work in a company, I have more different tasks. Today because my work connected to business tasks, and if business decided open a marketplace and have a lot of tasks connecting to open a marketplace, payments, hire new people, design that, and so on. I will have these tasks too, because I need to. My role is to be a support of a business in all projects. And if my company is a huge company, they have very ambitious projects. So I have very ambitious tasks too, and it's more interesting for me. But of course, I try to choose companies with interesting projects. Maybe it's a small company but with good perspective, and I don't like companies who have stable business, nothing new, stable processes, and they just ask me operate that and administrate this process. No, it's not my story.
Eugene, are you bored or not? Are you sleeping already?
Well, I have a bit of a hangover today, so I may be more silent than usual. I have some thoughts on main topic. Well, maybe we can have some discussion, because I don't have any actual stories from my experience, but I think that first 90 days of each product manager shouldn't depend on the size of the company or the type of the business he or she works in, because I consider the best practice for every product manager is to firstly dive into the subject of their work, investigate each and every fact and argument about the product, because I have a product manager's professional deformation that everything can be considered as a product, and everything has its own properties and value, and before you can rule the team of programmers or something like that, you should become aware of what is your vision, what is the strategy, what are competitors doing, and I think that the amount of time one should spend on this research is about 2 months, maybe even 3 months. And then you can surely say that I know the product, I know what I'm doing, I know what features we are going to make, I know how to develop PRD. Don't remember how this is described, but so there are a number of frameworks and artifacts you can make, like business model, financial model, story map, and then it's then these tools become very handy in terms of confidence. So you can imagine me join enterprise, big company, and do this research in first 90 days. But the problem is that I'm talking about canonical product management, and the in common, кто-нибудь знает, как испытательный срок будет?
Trial period.
Trial period, yeah. In common, trial period is about 90 days, and most employers like craving to see some results while you are within this trial period. And that's the conflict between the canonical best practices and the reality of Russian business. So maybe I'm not right, but
You're right.
gain the sense of what you're going to do. Gaining the sense of what you're going to do is maybe the best thing you can do in first couple of months within the company, as I think. What can you reply on this?
I don't really work with typical Russian businesses, but I hope that research and results of research, for example, draft of strategy, some epic writing, and so on, it's a result too. And making a plan, it's a part of work. And it's more depends what level of not level what when company starts from zero and goes through a process of growing, it's, I don't know, some steps, how to better say, a young company, I don't know, young products, old products, stages. Okay.
You mean established product that is already in the business and they want to improve it, or I mean starting from scratch?
Yeah, I mean that, and your 90 first days depends of a stage, because if you don't have nothing, you just you have investors with money and with idea that it's maybe a product about buying cars. So your results will be results of customer development, testing some hypotheses about how how much it can cost trying with financial model. If you have a product which already operating, and you have releases plan, and you start and work a product manager, so you may release something new on next week because already all stuff already prepared, and you really can do it. And most important thing is discuss about goals for first 3 months with your hiring manager, and ask what do you expect from me at the end of 3 months, at the end of half a year? Do you have any expectations for 1 year maybe already? So if you will do what he or she expects, it's results. And sometimes people say a good result will be if you will be collect all knowledge about a product or about topic. If you will meet all people in our corporation who connected that, you will meet all stakeholders and create some plan. You will discuss with support, for example, about problem. You will understand. You will just understand what happens now. It will be a good result. Or maybe you need to take from the first day current process and continue to release something or grow something. They plan to grow 10 times in this quarter, and we already do something with that, and you just need to continue. It will not your own impact from the scratch, but you will grow it two times.
I believe you are a very reasonable and wise person, because I see that you always have some wise answer for every complex question. I just watch you in the club. That's amazing. You're a very rational person.
Thank you.
And your answers, of course, have some therapeutic effect on me. I hope it isn't just me.
I hope
Yeah.
so.
By the way, I totally agree. Managing expectations of your bosses, of your stakeholders, is actually the only thing you can do during your trial period. Is basically that, asking them what they expect from you, and that's a nice question actually on the resume, on the job apply, on the interview, because that shows you how adequate the
Yeah.
the expectations are, and can you actually manage that or not. So you can, you know, imagine in your head that. And uh, the good thing is that in big companies, yeah, they always have some products and some process already established. So you need, what they expect from you is basically you join and nicely and smoothly into the current team, and after that only providing some changes, or like making a pivot, making something new. And nobody adequate companies don't expect from you at the first 3 months doing anything except from the plan that you will do for the next half a year or a year. because you need to dive into product. Of course, you need to see how teams are working together, what are the details of the communications, how everything is in the company, what's the processes and everything. And even in big nice companies, they have an onboarding process, but I didn't see any quality one. But some process they will have. They will help you gather some access to like previous work, access to previous idea they already tested or something, so you will not propose the idea that already failed or like something like that. But we're talking about a nice company, of course, because there's a lot of like strange people in the market that expect you do something in 3 months. Even I've heard one interview with Oleg Tinkov, who is like a strange person. Not a strange, but ambitious, very straightforward, and even he said
visionary, I think.
I mean, not a visionary because I don't believe he's a visionary actually,
Mm.
but like a very active person who is very straight, very judging people, talking like the whole truth and that thing, making stamps and everything. But even he is adequate and told in one interview that only you need a year to dive into product to even understand what's going on in the company, and after a year you can do something. I do not agree, but yeah, basically first 3 months you totally need to just learn, to listen, to see, and to be a part of the company, the something like that. So yeah, big corporations.
Go on.
No, I was changing the topic.
So a remark from me. I've sent to a chat in Zoom here a book. It's about first 90 days. Have you read it? No?
I've read only half of it. And I don't remember.
And 30 days. The full trial.
The story of my life.
Yeah.
And
it's very
I
funny.
don't remember just even one topic or even one point from this book. I remember that the writer tries to convince the audience, the readers, that they actually should get acquainted with the fucking reality they're dealing with, and then make some more reasonable decisions. That's all I remember from this book.
I remember from this book only one thing too, but a different one about asking a question, and it's all around what you are expecting from me. And I read it a long time ago, and I remember that is full of water, as a lot of American inspiration literature. But I think it's a good book for one reading, for understanding what a question you should to ask inside of company in first 3 months. And if people don't know, if our listeners don't know from what they should start, I recommend this book from Man Ivanov and Faber. It's Michael Watkins' first 90 days. I always can't don't think difference between numbers 8 and 9, and every time when I need to use 8 or 9, I need to imagine in my brain these numbers, choose the right one. So I always very slow when I say every 19 first days. The same problem I have with days Thursday and Tuesday.
By the way, I'm trying to search if it is the same book that inspired us to make that podcast or not. I mean,
No, it's not.
Episode. No? Okay.
No. Because you can make some piracy and download the book Marina is talking about. And there is no digital copy, like pirated digital copy of the book you are mentioning about.
Yeah.
Because second book describes particularly product managers first 90 days. I don't think that that book is very, полезное, как что-то вылетело из головы.
Useful.
Useful, yes.
But I think that first 3 months similar for different professions. It's quite similar for different type of companies, because to be honest, when Denise described his first months as an entrepreneur, it looks like a product manager in a big company just on the stage 0 of product. More nervous, but if you need to, for example, if its position will be only if you will start and do something in 3 months, you will continue give money from investors or from a big company for this small project inside, you will nervous too, because you will be fired after 3 months. If you will no find selling idea, if you will not find any good financial model. So I think it's always about researching what we already have, making a plan, continue working what was started before us, and it wasn't started nothing. So just start from the scratch. And when I recommend this book to my clients in consulting project, I tried to find something easier. Maybe as anybody has a resume of this book on YouTube, I find a video from Yandex, maybe Yandex Management School, I don't remember, from Yandex, and it was about first 3 months, for first 90 days for designers, and it was the same thing. I think it's a common thing.
Yeah.
Also,
I think I saw that video. Yeah.
Also, could you tell from your experience Is first 90 days more stressful than the following months within the company? Because, you know, you can become used to the company and its culture and its operations, and the following months after the first 3 months can be more calm.
I think it's not about stress or calm. For me, it's about how many energy you spend for typical things. At first 3 months for taking a coffee, you need a lot of brain energy to understand. When my colleague typically drinking coffee, where they take it, should you pay for it in this company or it's free. After 3 months, typical things like ordering something, knowledge, who may have information what you need, and so on. You know enough basic information for not spending a lot of energy for typical things. So maybe it feels like more calm period. For me, I just stop tired so much. And after 1 year, I feel fully comfortable.
Maybe I'm telling just from my personal neurotic perspective. Sorry.
For me, it depends of what result you need at the end. If you okay with both results, you will stay in this company, you will fired, you will fail. It's okay too, because you just to decide to try in this company, and you don't fully feel that it's your company. It's a trial period for you too, so you will feel more comfortable. If you need money, if you really need this place for work, you can't fail. You need to buy food for your child, or continue to pay for your apartment. Of course, you will nervous. Or if you are very tired of applying process, you had a lot of interviews and you don't want to start it again, of course you will nervous, because you don't want you need only a good result of this trial period.
So we can make a conclusion that oligarchs are always calm because they don't need to pay for their apartment and money to feed their children.
Not oligarchs, but all middle class, I think. If you have some money for sometimes, if you feel confident in your profession, if you have positive experience, and feel that you may be hired, it's more comfortable. If you are a poor person and if you feel that it's just lucky that you was hired and it will not if you can't guarantee it again, it's not a good station. So you just need to be a middle in money, in expertise, for feel more comfortable, not only oligarch.
Yeah, I can summarize that you need to be you need to. It depends on your mental situation, and basically, if you want to be worried, you will be, and if not, you will be not. Because actually, can I ask you if you know somebody who got fired during the trial period?
Mm, I have a case when dis- when you decided to fire um, mm, an employee in my team, but we understand it at the last day of his trial period, and we didn't have enough time for this process, and we fired him, he or she. It's confidential information. After that, um, but it wasn't my employee it wasn't my employee, because I started work with this team after hiring some people, and during my trial period, I understand that a standard was different. The standard for hiring was different. We can't work with. We need independent person on this stage, and some person.
So you have set up your colleague.
Sorry, I don't catch your idea.
Я тут погуглил, сетап — это подсиживание. Ты подсидел коллегу.
No, it was I had a team, and it was an employee in my team. I had three smaller teams in my not department, but in my big team. And in one team, I had a team lead, and under her, we have underperforming person. But if you speak about reason, it was because of mistakes in recruitment process. People before us don't think enough what type of people is better for that. They haven't enough time for making decision. So, and of course, because of personality of this person. But I think this person is. I want to be polite, and of course, I want to be an honest person. I think not. There are not bad people. There are disconnection between position, goals, current situation, and personal ability.
Sounds reasonable.
Sounds reasonable too, yeah. But let me as always tell you to look from another angle. As a hiring manager, the whole process of hiring people, like you made a huge effort, you make a huge effort, you join the recruiter team even. The company spends a lot of money to hire the right people at that position, and the trial period, I think it's more than a myth, because in my experience and from what I've heard from other people, when you like spend so much resources on find a specialist, and then after that, on the trial period, he's not a totally dick, and not like he's not I don't know, the only reason for for fire that guy that you hired and you spend a lot of resources to hire him or her, is the only reason maybe if he's a real like talking shit, or I don't know, doing absolutely nothing, or even hurting the company, or he smells like a homeless man, or I don't know, some extraordinary factors will drive the firing process. Because to fire people, you need to spend more energy. You need to initiate another process. You need to go to, I mean, in companies, even small companies, you need to find a reason for fire. You need to consult to like a lot of people, to talk to them, to prepare documents. So it's an effort that sometimes it's more harder to make that than to like, okay, he's not very very good, but he's doing something, so he will stay. So I think if you're like doing something and you're talking nice to people, you will pass your trial easily, easier than you think. And even if the big bosses will make more how to say suspension, not suspend. I mean давление.
Pressure.
Yeah, more pressure. If they will put more pressure on your trial period, they actually, it's very rare that somebody will actually fire you or will punish you for your not achieving even not achieving your goals they set for you for a trial period. So I can tell you a story from a big corporation. I only worked in one, so it's not a huge secret. A guy made his trial period and he was okay, but after that he instantly changed to like
Demon.
I will only do what you will tell me to do, like strictly way. And so basically it's how it's called an Italian zabastovka. They got a term for that. So he asked to write a paper. So you need to send him an email telling at each stage what he need to do, what he need to like write down to send, explaining in details on he will not do that. So basically sabotaging his work. He was sabotaging his work, and that corporation did not fire him for 2 years. Only after 2 years, when he received his second early bonus,
Wow.
they was like, what the fuck? we are
What the actual fuck?
What the actual fuck? And not only that, but they will agree with that too if it was not the synergy. I mean, the big corporation acquired a smaller corporation. And that guy worked in the smaller corporation, and only that acquire process. He even signed up his moving to a new corporation, big corporation, and only after the big HR boss, like vice president of HR, saw the table of guys and asked, who is that? We didn't know who is that. And they explained him to that boss that guy is like sabotaging his work, and they sent him to home for a year. I mean, the whole story is he was sabotaging his work, and he was doing that at the workplace, and everybody was seeing like we doing work, and that guy is doing nothing, staring at his phone. And he got paid. And why we need to do that? So the boss of that guy sent him to the full remote work, disconnect him from the all, I mean, except email. So in the paid him a salary. So that guy didn't do anything for a year and a half, staying at home, only answering emails, and answering in that way like. yeah, send me what I need to do, I will do, and that's all.
So
Signing document.
has he been working within the company for 3.5 years?
No, only 2 years. 2 years.
Oh,
But
2
year
years.
and a half. Year and a half he was working. He was not
I
working
see.
actually. He was
I
staying
see.
at home, answering only to important emails like you need to sign the prolongation, you need to sign your vacation. So he was doing only the official stuff you need to do to stay at work, and nothing more. And they sent him to home because he was negatively. He was a negative example to existing employees. So he that's all, and they didn't fire because the firing process is a hell of a. I mean, the fire process, if you um, do not make a deal with your employee, is a hell of a process. You need to gather. You can't fire people so easily, even in Russia, and
It was
you
in Russian company.
yeah Russian company, big bank, and
What color of bank?
Blue.
blue one.
Okay.
Blue one. And only like the vice president, he told him, fire him or I will fire all of you. And after that, the machine started to like the wheel started
grind its gears.
yeah grind his gears, and they actually could not fire him like a regular way. They they removed the whole department. They moved people from the department he was on, and removed all the departments so they can fire him like in the correct way. It was mesmerizing. I was so I cannot tell you in words how surprised I was that you can do that. Like, he is a regular guy, but he just knows the laws. He is, I mean, he has some, I think, experience of that, but that's the guy.
Well, I think that it is also can be stressful for him because you can say what you want, you can act as you want, but he has been in constant conflict with the company, and I think he felt a pressure of the situation, and he was just going like an asshole, acting like an asshole, and it can influence him too. By the way, I come up with the point about the first 90 days within the company. Actually, the point is about big companies. I think that it may be harder for specialist to orient him or herself within the company in 90 days, because big companies have a lot of people within it, and it means there are you can multiply the number of people by number of connections between these people, and the information is widespread between those people, and it may be harder to get acquainted and become used to how this fucking company operates, because the process of getting a vacation may become a hell for one just because you should perform vast amount of steps to fucking get your boss agree with that you're going to vacation. I've went through this shit, so I can state that it's large companies can be hard to to understand and get used to. Just an addition to what we previously have discussed.
Yeah, but I think
I agree about
in large companies it's easier because they have a vacation plan and everything is so bureaucratic, so you cannot change that. I mean, big, really big, and so you in that case you are more defended by the bureaucracy of the company from your boss or from your boss of your boss, but yeah, understanding how the process is going and the processes can be painful, of course, and yeah, during your first days you should plunge, you should dive, you should learn how it's going because sometimes there are very strange things and you will need to deal with them, and during the trial period you need to evaluate for you, is it okay that you will deal with that shit or not. And it's actually the nice thing, the nice idea that the trial process is not only for company to judge your work, but for you to evaluate do you actually want to work in that company or not.
But this side is similar to you described before. You spend a lot of time for interviewing to company, for finding it, for maybe doing testing tasks. For both sides, it's better to understand, do you want to work together or no during interview in periods in interview in recruitment process. So I don't like when interview process is shorter than 3 meetings, when you can't speak with different people from company, from your team. You can't speak with your manager of your manager. It's better to spend plus 1 or 2 hours during this process than spent a lot of energy and time for starting working in wrong company and deciding during a trial period to stop that. So for both sides, recruitment process is very important, I think.
By the way, I have just Googled the phrase hell of a person, I think. Denise have used it. And it seems like this phrase has positive connotation, not negative.
I mean, yeah, it could you could use it in the positive way, but actually in negative way too.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, at least I've heard that in the movies. I learned English from the movies, so I definitely heard that in some movie. Maybe I didn't understood it right actually. So I need to investigate that too. By the way, I do not fully agree with Marina about the recruitment process because it's like a different thing. It's like going on a Tinder date and then marrying a person. So you could not, you couldn't discover everything on the recruitment process, and it's okay. I think it's okay to have a short one, so you better start earlier, start faster to working, and then in the work process you will understand are you fit in the company or not, and the company will understand. But it's I mean, it depends on the company, and depends on the size, on the processes. Sometimes for the company it's cheaper to have a longer recruitment process. Sometimes it's cheaper to hire and to fire, like, work in a week. We'll see that. I even heard that in Skyeng they actually have a process of working together as a part-time, and that's the trial period and the recruitment process in the same time. They search for high-level candidates and offer them to work part-time with them in a project, and if everything is okay, then they will sign the full-time, like, instantly, without any background check, tests, and all that bullshit. I think it's a way too, but it's actually very depends on the people working in the company, on the company itself. So
it's hard to
doesn't matter.
manage, and because of NDA and so on, you can't show enough about you during some weeks, because you only you need access, you need to understand how to ask vacation and some bureaucracy. So it's sounds good, but it's very hard to organize that. And I disagree with you about it's better to start earlier. Just imagine you have a good job now and you need to leave that for just trying with 50-50 results. I don't think that it's a good idea. You need to be mm, mm, believe in that in that you will stay in this company in 90% before starting, and for that you need some of interviews, I think 3 or more. If you don't have work right now, you may start earlier. In this way, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean the interview process. It's like it's not very truthful, and they will say you something you would like, but not the whole truth. Imagine you asking them, "Are you tired of work here?" And your boss is like, "Yeah, that's why I'm finding you to give you part of my job because I'm so burned out." No, he will not tell you that. He will like, no, of course, everything will be fine. We're here, good friends. It's a joint. Welcome to the family and everything. So only when you will start to work, you will find out that he's like tired and he's not answering emails for a day or two, and he's like, I don't know, drinking every week.
You might
Every
collecting
evening.
feedback from community from current worker about that. You don't need
Yeah.
to check it by yourself.
But
Or
it depends. You sometimes you cannot find any feedback because even in big companies, it depends on the team itself. There are teams that are like full of shit, and teams that are good, like Sber, for
but I
example.
hope it's not more than 10%. When people really don't say your truth, you really say non-truth. It's a lot of legacy, and he or she will say, "Oh no, we just developing the features, no legacy here." And you starting, and from the first day you understand that it was not true. I think it's rarely, because I really don't know what reason you should to do that, because you will understand it from the first day, and more often people say something around that, oh, of course we have some problem, but we have a processes, and you need to be a good interviewer. What type of processes, how big of them, how much percent can I speak from somebody from your team, can I speak with previous person of this role. I prefer doing it in the interviewing process. But really now I don't have work now. I can take a risk and start working, for example, for a week or two, but nobody give me these options because companies want to collect more information about me for showing me how we work inside.
Nice. So you have a custom interview process with companies. You probably should tell us more next time about that, because asking questions, I know that is good, but it's a nice trick you have so that you can ask to speak to people, to actual different people who are not supposed to be in that recruitment process. It's an interesting thing, actually.
We may discuss about that in next episodes, but I think here nothing special. You just feel that you need additional information, and you think how I can collect that. And after that, you decide, okay, I may see in. I remember story. I was interviewing in Mars company. It's a chocolate and pet food company, and they have very modern factories and very good corporate culture, and looks like a place of dreaming job. And I have some interviews online, and only final final it was an assessment center for half a day. It was based on a factory, and it was a non-typical factory of Mars, because it was bought later. It was a factory Karkunov. So it looks like a typical Russian factory with wooden walls. I don't know. It didn't looks like a typical Mars office. And I during after assessment, not after a half of assessment, I asked assessment panel, anybody from assessment panel, show me the office. I want to see faces of people, and I decide if it will be happy faces. I want to work here. If they looks like environment around me, I don't want. And we go for a walk around the factory. They shows me the office. They shows me. They have a great glass. A big window is inside of office, from office to production area, and you looks like to something cosmic, a lot of machines. It was amazing, and I decided that it looks great, and it was really great. And during my working in this company, they rebuilt a factory inside, some corporate stuff inside, another design, and now it looks like a typical factory of Mars. So you can ask anything what you want. if company can provide you it's okay. If if it couldn't, you just may in, try to understand what it means.
Yeah, I can tell you a story that I asked one time. It was an interview, and I asked too many questions, and they told me that we're here interviewing you, not you interviewing us. I was like, okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If people on interview not ready to answer questions, I think they will not ready to answer a question during a working process, and it's so bad thing for
Yeah.
being product manager.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, 90 days are over. And we're happy workers at the Mars factory.
I'm not happy workers of Mars no, anymore, but it was very good. Yes, it was for year and a half, I think, for year and for months. But
I have a question for Marina. How do you evaluate nowadays the market of job market? What do you think has changed after the war began and the economical crisis all over all over the world? Do you have
I can just,
difficulties with
of course, yes.
finding a
Of
job?
course, yes. I can describe it from my perspective because I think maybe it's different from product perspective. Maybe all of companies needs a new products for pivoting products and continue earn money. I don't know, but for supporting function like learning and development people and other supporting HR, of course. A lot of project was freezed, and the reasons of opening new positions connected to growing companies, new projects, or people decide to grow to another company and its vacancy opens. So of course now all projects is most projects is closing. Company decided to change their plans about growing. People sitting on their seats and don't want to change and make their seats open for new persons. So less vacancies, less open positions on the market. It's one problem, and another problem, of course, of Western companies leave Russian markets. So I choose only from Russian something Russian like Russian train company, Russian posts, some energetic companies, and it's not so comfortable for me because I'm not really good worker in typical Russian corporate culture, but sometimes I find a good options in I had a process in I don't know how to say. It's company who invest to our startups for own startups in
Investment
startups.
fund.
Yeah, like of incubator. They call them incubator. It was very interesting, but I don't know why they stopped. They say after 2 interviews, they say we love you. We want to continue. They will arrange next, maybe final interview, and after that, the 1 month and a half they silent. But continued to say that they are interested in your person. And now I have next week on Monday I will have an interview with Russian Post, Почта Тех. And it looks quite interesting because I see how Russian Post changing last years, and I really love their product and their changes. And I hope we can build something great in education and development process. But I don't met anybody from Russian from Почта Tech yet, so it will be my first time when my not imagine first impression. I don't know, but I hope maybe it will be good. So of course I have problem. I had it before on the typical market because support function it's not it's very competitive market. And of course, now I have more problems. And what do you feel, Denise and Zhenya? What do you feel about product market if you are looking for a job on the Russian market?
I can tell you
Yeah.
that we're competing on the same position that Vlad just won the head of CPO of Russtrafe.
Have you
applying.
participated in applying for this job too?
Yeah, actually I applied too, and I will have a conversation with HR next week. I don't know, maybe they will
Very
cancel.
very pleasurable conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you will become Vlad's bitch.
No. That's not going to happen. But anyway, next time we will ask questions to Vlad.
I thought we are a bit different from the perspective of the search area, because I thought that you prefer international companies and working abroad.
Yeah, but I'm as I told you, my strategy is applying to every at least reasonable product position, and I have now almost 300 applies during a month, and yeah.
About me, I don't actually have a connection and understand what is going on in the market right now, because I have been in sabbatical for more than a year and a half to be exact. And in a logical way, I can consider that you're right about that. People holding up to their positions tightly, and but there are some candidates on the market who actively looking for jobs, and most of them in context of product management are looking jobs abroad, and that's an interesting that have interesting influence on Russian market, because you know that Putin is not afraid of sanctions at all. And maybe some businesses do not believe that it's going to be harsh times soon. And there are like much more job positions opened on the market right now in Russian market than in the, you know, abroad and international companies. But the competition is greater than before, I think, and some researchers approve that there are more candidates on one position on the market right now. And well, we both competed with Vlad and we lost this competition apparently. So we should maybe change our strategy or become more, I don't know, pleasing for potential employer. I don't know what to do actually. Give
But I
me
don't
money,
understand.
please.
Both of you is searching in the Russian market and abroad too. Am I right?
Yeah.
Why are you? No, Denis disagree.
I mean, yeah, in Russian market, yes, but I'm actually searching only on Headhunter, and I mean Russian channels like Telegram channels like Vacancy, Get Matchbot, Gmail.
Because you didn't want to relocate, or because
No, I
you
want to relocate, but I still I wanted to for of course for me it's more comfortable to work in a friendly environment, Russian speaking. I mean, so I searching last month I spent on search for remote Russian jobs, so
Mhm.
I can relocate and work with Russian people. And now I'm changing to I will update my English CV and resume and will change to LinkedIn, like Glassdoor and all that stuff. So I will search more, and I'm now well more prepared. I practiced a lot in English, so I can like be and feel more comfortable on the interview in English. So next month I will spam all the recruiters in the world with my resume.
I think you need to be connected with your goal, because if you want to work abroad, you don't need a lot of interviews in Russian, because you just spent a lot of time and energy for that. And Denise, you already have work in Russia. You don't need another work in Russia. So as I understand, Zhenya don't want work in Russia if he will have a chance work abroad. So I think you need to be focused on applying.
I consider my English is not so well to work in international environment. So my strategy right now is to find not very stressful job within Russian market, learn some English, and then apply to fucking international and abroad company.
What do you think about working on Kypros, for example? There are a lot of Russian companies with some kind of using English, so it will be a combination of for your goals.
Well, I monitor vacancies on Cyprus too, and actually the combination of English and Russian language environment within the company is more preferable than just Russian canonical Russian company, you know, Russian company. Like Russian train company.
And have you tried to have interview with Sweden company, for example? Is it failed or you didn't try? Haven't tried.
I haven't tried to be
try.
honest. Yeah, I'm fucking afraid to, fuck up this shit.
But it's
Greatly.
just if look on that just on training, maybe it will be less nervous. As I hear your English and English of the level of Denise's English level, I think both of you are ready to try to pass interviews. And I think it's competitive markets in Europe like right now, but I also think a lot of people want to work in Berlin, for example, and not a lot of people want to work in Sweden. As I remember, you wrote that it's interesting for you.
Yes, indeed.
I think all of us need to be more focused on our goals and don't do a lot of think around and don't at the same time don't touch what we really want.
But the problem is that I said earlier, there are more job positions open right now on the Russian market, and the chance of getting a job here a bit higher, maybe. I'm not sure, but my financial caution is loose.
I understand the same situation.
So maybe I should speed up a bit,
So you make combine
Also, to be honest, I am used to my apartment. It's so cozy in here. And maybe it's okay to get remote job in Sweden company, but I don't think I'm ready to move there to work full time there yet. But I'm honest with you. I also have some mental health goals, and I think that it's more comfortable to me to achieve them in Russia.
Friendly Russian environment.
Yes.
It sounds very strange. I think you can achieve only mental problems.
Patriotism.
I think maybe our podcast will achieve inogent earlier than the first watchers.
With my help, it will achieve some medals from the president of Russia, because we are patriotic people, and we.
Yeah, I believe in Russian post.
Yeah.
Today, but I don't know how I will think about
talking about me,
Monday.
I think that I'm very old to move to another country.
I think about
Are
moving
you
to
older than
Sweden
me?
too.
Sweden is a great country. I think it's most developed country in the world with great
I've never
culture.
been there. I just imagine.
Excuse me, what did you say?
I haven't been there. To be
I haven't
honest.
been there too, but it don't it don't
Okay.
makes me feel another way.
Denise
about this
asked, "How old are you?"
I'm 32.
Okay, Denise, and you?
38 here, and I'm ready to move to another country.
I'm 35, and I'm thinking about. I'm not ready to say that I will stay in Russia till the end of my life or of the world. I don't know.
I'm totally agree, because I think having a pension in Russia is very pity.
So, if
if
you're too old to move in now, in the future, you will be only older and older.
well, that's the point I'm talking about. I I'd like to spend my older days within more developed country like Sweden, and someday maybe I will achieve that goal. By the way, I'd like to say that Marina joined us a bit later, and I can't judge correctly, but we talking with Denise for the 12th time in this podcast, and I'm like seeing the improvement of his skills, of his speaking skills. It's actually amazing. You became more fluent that you were in the beginning, and that's the sign that our podcast is working.
I can tell you, I already told you the same on the previous podcast, because I'm like mostly all the time I'm watching, because I'm on the spaceship controlling the streaming the everything, and I'm watching all the people speaking, and what I'm trying to say that everybody is so improved. You just watch the first records and compare the results are amazing. I think it's working, and I'm so happy that it helped to improve English levels of everyone. I mean, of course, I feel it too. I'm more comfortable to speak and ready to pass the interview easily, and yeah, I even removed that. Remember, Eugene, we talked about that we have a mental block of
Mhm,
speaking freely in the groups, and
mhm,
I think now me and you are seeing that
mhm,
you are
mhm.
speaking more freely. The block is somehow removed, I think.
Yeah, congratulations. Let's celebrate. Whee!
Yeah, party.
Good job.
Yeah, and
Throw a
also
party.
another, in addition, I would say that there is an effect that we gained more stamina of speaking in English, because in previous episodes of our podcast, I was tired like after 30 minutes of us speaking, and here we
I
are.
absolutely agree.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah, and here we are
Straight.
talking more than for 2 hours in a row. But I was a bit distracted, but I hope you are not angry. Well,
No.
but now I'm I'm going, I'm going, I'm leaving you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
let's go.
Thank
Kisses,
you.
hugs.
Bye bye.
No,
Thank you,
maybe
everybody.
maybe we can establish an additional episode of our podcast on Wednesday, if somebody wish to organize it, because fucking hell, I am so как сказать, скучаю.
Miss.
Yeah, I'm missing our podcast in the middle of the week so much that I consider making the tradition of Wednesday episode back.
Let's try. Let's try. I think now we're ready, because because yeah, why not?
Okay, thank you, Marina. Thank you, Denise, for being here and for organizing this amazing event. Goodbye and see you next time.
Bye
Hugs and
See you
bye.
next
kisses.
Saturday at 6 p.m. Bye
Bye.
bye. And thank you for watching, actually, our dear zero viewers, or anybody who will watch that record. It was a nice time. See you again. Bye.